Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Planet Coaster. Here we've got Gambit today, and today's episode is going to be a bit different. So I was going to go ahead and upload the episode where I do all the catwalks and get the wooden planks placed down. Even that's going to be a couple of episodes by itself because it'll just take so long. But I was looking at the coaster the other day, and I realized the train only has 11 cars. Which, you know, it's fine and dandy. However, GCIs usually have 12 cars per train. I don't think I've seen any outliers. I think White Lightning... Here, let me check the Googles real quick. White Lightning Fun Spot. I'm pretty sure White Lightning is one of the outliers where it has less than 12 cars. Pretty sure. I think it's got like 6 cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, White Lightning has 6 cars. So I guess I could have got away with having 11 cars here, but oh well, I already did the change, and you'll see what happens towards the end, or if you've paid attention to the thumbnail, you already see what it's going to look like. So anyway, I decided to go ahead and adjust the brake run one last time. I promise this is the last time I'm touching the coaster track, because I said I wouldn't really adjust anything. So here I'm just trying to figure out what to do. Where should I put the transfer shed to make the most sense? And I eventually go back to the way I had it, where the transfer is right here behind the station. And then now I got to figure out, okay, so I got to get this brake run to line up on top of that track. So what I'm doing is, if you look at Thunderhead at Dollywood, when it comes out of the station, it does a helix kind of under itself before going up into the lift hill. So I'm basically going to do the reverse of that here, where you hit the brakes and then you go down a little helix into the transfer shed. I'm just going to pretend, it's not here yet, but I'm just going to pretend there's like a cliff face right here, like a mountain cliff right here, and that this is the room that GCI had to work with. So they just thought, okay, what can we do? Okay, let's just put a helix here into the transfer shed. And so, plus that also allows me to put a block brake on top. So theoretically, I could run 3 trains on this coaster track. But GCI typically doesn't do 3 trains. I may adjust it to where it can have 3 trains, but it won't run 3 trains. So I'm not sure yet if I want to do that, but for now I'm just going to keep it with running 2 trains. So today's episode is just fixing up this coaster track and then redoing all of the supports and the footings for the ending bit right here, because I will have to take the time to adjust most of them in this ending section. And then that'll be it for today's video. That's all I'm doing today, because this video is already going to be like 15 minutes long. So I'm trying not to go any longer than that for these Gambit episodes. With a few outliers, of course. And of course, per usual with any GCI, the first set of brakes you hit, there's like a 6-degree track bank, because something about the brake fin aligning with the brakes on the track, or something like that GCI does on all of their coasters. And now it's just a matter of lining up the helix. I'm recording this, this footage was recorded a few days ago, and I actually have a ton of footage before this of me doing catwalks, but I stopped that because I realized I needed to redo this ending bit, so I stopped working on catwalks to do this. So, and whenever we get to that episode, you're probably going to see the other brake run. That's because I filmed that before this. But anyway, I'm recording this on my day off, and my job is actually closed again tomorrow, so I'm probably just going to play Planet Coaster all day. And in other news, I got sent the Penn Island Park file, so if I get bored of Gambit, I'm going to do some stuff in Penn Island. So you may see some videos on that within the next month or so. I can't quite say exactly when, because I don't know when I'm going to get tired of Gambit. And now it's just a matter of playing with the speed of the braking, the speed of the release brakes, and the speed of the coaster itself to try and get the timing just the way that I want it. And like I said, I could run 3 trains, but I think I tried it off camera, and unfortunately, like the train would keep stopping at the top of the lift because the previous train hasn't completed the circuit yet, and so on and so on. And that, you know, I don't want anybody just sitting at the top of the lift hill. And I could slow the speed of the lift, but with GCI coasters, typically, I think almost all of their coasters have the same lift hill speed, and it doesn't variate. It's not like a B&M, like take Fury 325 for example, where the lift motor has like a jogging system in it, to where as the train departs the station, the motor will speed up, or the motor will slow down to the speed of the train as it comes out of the station, and then once the entire train is on the lift motor will speed up to like 12 miles an hour, and then once the train gets to the top of the lift, the motor will slow down again as it crests the lift. And then the motor will slow completely to like 2 miles an hour, or like 1 mile an hour. And then it goes again when the next train comes out of the station. GCIs do not do that. They typically just have 1 speed, and that's it. So, although I think there's usually a brake at the bottom of the lift to adjust the speed of the train, I don't know how true that is, but I'm gonna look at, let's see. Yeah, no, as far as I know, there really isn't anything at the bottom of the lift. So the train will go into the lift and then kind of jut back a little bit as the chain dog connects with the chain and it gets dragged up the lift. Let's see, yesterday I had plenty of time to draw on paper sort of how I want this plaza to look for the ride. My plan is, and you'll see it in the next episode, I'm going to start doing a lot of this stuff where I'll do a lot of foundation work, and I'm going to do some building framework, and I'm going to go ahead and probably map out the queue, and I'm going to leave it all bare bones. I'll do some like terrain work, rock work, stuff like that, landscaping, but the actual scenery and the theming of the buildings, I'm going to leave all that to Sylv. So I'm going to give him the base framework for everything, and then he can add the walls, add the scenery, add the lights, and all that fun stuff. I'm not sure what he wants for a theme for this ride, so I'm just gonna do some generic building framework. I may reuse the framework from the last time we saw Gambit, because remember, I stopped that series, but I still have that original park file, so I may reuse, or I may do that similar style of framework. And of course, you know, if he wants to change it and adjust it, he's more than welcome to. The rest of this video is just me getting, you know, redoing all of these supports and getting these fixed up to match with the new layout. I keep forgetting I have a GCI right down the road from me. I keep forgetting Fun Spot has White Lightning. White Lightning is a lot of fun, especially after a really good thunderstorm and it's rained heavily and then the sun comes out. That track is nice and wet and slick. So if you're like, especially like anywhere that has a GCI, ride it after a thunderstorm. One thing I still have not quite figured out, and I've looked at like 6 different GCI coasters to try and figure this out, but I don't know how they get the train on and off the track. I'm looking at White Lightning here, for example, and I can see that the sliding track doesn't have a bumper on the end of it, so they can just roll the train right off the back of it. Although, wouldn't that be kind of heavy? So how would they safely get it off of the track? But then again, they could just do maintenance with it sitting right there on the track. I'm not quite sure. And I don't know anybody that does maintenance on a GCI to ask them, so... I'm probably just going to build what I see. So I don't... You know, with a B&M, typically there's a little crane at the transfer area to get the train car off of the track. They just roll it off of the side, the transfer part. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do what I see with GCIs and just have it basically be nothing there. You know, I'm guessing they use just brute force to carry each car off of the track. I'm assuming. I really don't know. If any of you know how they do it, like, do they leave the car on the track? Do they take it off? If any of you know, let me know down below, because I want to make this as realistic as possible, including how it's maintained. So if any of you know, please let me know, because I want to build it. If they have a little crane they use, I want to build it, put it somewhere. They probably do have a little thing they bring up, and it's like a hoist of some kind that they roll around, I would assume, maybe. But then again, I've never seen it at any brake run of a GCI, so I don't know. Yeah. But if any of you know, please tell me. And the reason why I say that is because I need to make sure I leave room at kind of the back side of the transfer shed, so they can get the cars in and out of the building. Because right now, the way it sits, there isn't really any room for me to do that. The only way I could is if I get rid of the supports beneath that part of the brake run and use I-beams to support the track, which they can do if they really need to. Especially because right here in this corner of the coaster, I'm going to pretend like there's a cliff face, so it's really cramped up, and they didn't have a lot of room to work with when building and designing this coaster. That's kind of the story I'm going to stick with for this. Alright, so we're approaching the end of today's episode. Again, I didn't get too much done. I just... All I wanted to do today was get the ending of the ride rerouted. And, you know, because one thing too, the train was coming in too fast. Because I had to adjust the friction slider because there was too much friction on the coaster. Remember, Silverette made this before they gave us that option to change the friction. So I toned it down a little bit, make it more realistic, and then... train was coming in too fast, the brake run, so I just changed it to be like this. Again, this is the only part of the layout I'm changing, I promise. So, but this was kind of a necessity that needed to be done. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I know it's just one click, it's all you gotta do. You can click it, forget about it. It really helps me out. And I appreciate that. If you are already subscribed, thank you for staying such. If you're not, go ahead and do that. In the next episode, we're going to start a lot of the framework and the concrete work around the Ride Plaza area and a few of the portions of the layout that need more concrete framework. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Hey! Hey-o!
Yeah.